Okay, I know I made a video talking about why I quit Marvel Rivals, but the new season came out and it's kind of sparked something in me. And it's actually not a bad something that's been sparked. At this point, I've said my piece on Marvel Rivals multiple times, stating that I'm not really enjoying it as much as I was in the previous seasons. But that's not me saying that the game isn't fun. You can have a lot of fun messing around with the broken team-ups and doing dumb strats like blocking off spawn doors with portals and whatnot, but when it comes to balancing, yeah, it's not in a great space. It's always been the same handful of heroes in the meta, but we've improvised, adapted, and overcome how stupidly broken some of these guys are, both by getting better at the game and just banning those heroes in comp. So, if I'm not whining about balancing or ripping the game a new hole in this video, what am I actually talking about? Well, the title kind of says it all. Marvel Rivals has a hero problem. Yep, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm almost definitely not going to be the last to say it, but there's a huge disparity between the different types of heroes in Rivals, and I'm not just talking about roles either. I mean, that's kind of obvious. A lot of players play Duelist because, well, there's a lot of Duelist heroes to choose from, and they all do fairly different things. You have your melee dive / brawl kind of heroes, then you have your flyers and your far rangers and yada yada yada. My point is, there's a lot of variety for DPS players, and they're only getting more and more with the addition of Phoenix and Blade. That's if Blade's gonna be a Duelist. I really don't think he'll be a Vanguard or Strategist though, just look at him. Now, you might be thinking, but Aiden, last season we got a Strategist and a Vanguard, and the season before we got a Strategist and a Duelist. So, doesn't that mean there's at least a little bit of balance between the additions? In all fairness, you'd be right in thinking that because the additions are mostly balanced. But remember that the Duelist role started off with more heroes than the other two in Season 0. Now, this isn't me saying that netties have to stop adding new Duelists, you know, I don't hate how much variety they have, but the other roles need to have more variety too. If you're a Strategist or Vanguard main, I feel like you're kind of encouraged to either one trick or get really good at a specific set of characters for specific situations, whilst Duelists have a selection of heroes for these specific situations. If, for example, Wolverine gets banned, you can always just play Iron Fist, Magic, Spider-Man, and most likely Blade when he comes out. Whereas if Magneto gets banned, you only really have the choice between Doctor Strange and Penny, the latter of which honestly isn't all that great, so really you only have the choice of Strange. That's why I think most people play Duelist. They want to play a specific way, and if their main gets banned, then they can just always swap to a hero who plays the exact same way. You can't really do that on Strategist or Vanguard because they don't have as much variety as Duelists do. This is a thing that will definitely get fixed in time, but I really don't think adding 2 Duelists in the same season is exactly the smartest decision they've made. I mean, they did it in Season 1, and it wasn't awful because we got a Vanguard and a Strategist, but, you know, it's still weird. Mind you, there's a fair few decisions that they've made that haven't been too smart, so I guess it's just a reoccurring thing. It's still early days though, so we'll let them off. I just hope it isn't going to be a persistent problem going into the later seasons, because I think that would honestly ruin the game. That just about does it for this video. Yeah, the problem is disparity between the roles, which is really obvious, but I don't think people realize how big of a problem it is. If the other roles don't have more variety, people will either A, swap to Duelist because they have so much more variety compared to the other roles, giving them more freedom to play exactly how they want to, or B, they'll just drop the game entirely because they can't be asked learning a new set of heroes. Not everyone wants to play Flex, and that's totally cool. People have their own preferences, and we shouldn't force them to play a specific thing if they don't wanna. However, this is Marvel Rivals we're talking about, so sometimes you're going to have to bite the bullet and go along with it. This is why I recommend learning at least 2 heroes for each role, so when you're forced to play a specific role, you're not throwing for the rest of your team. Variety exists outside of your own specific role, but you have to look for it a little bit harder. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to ask you to subscribe and leave a like on this video, as it lets me know that you've enjoyed it and you want to see more. Finally, have a nice day or night if you're watching this at night, and make sure you check out some of my other videos. Not only will I appreciate it, but you might too.